Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Purpose and Profit. I am joined by the lovely Whitney today. We are an owners club together, and she has one of the coolest Mount Everests. So I'm really excited to talk to you today. A little on your backstory. You have literally done just about everything that we learn in real estate, which is great. I think the natural evolution of finding a really good operator is seeing that they've done so many things that did not fit them until they found what did. And I don't want to give away what your Mount Everest is because you really light up when you talk about it. But so you have been a PML and learned the hard way that, there's a lot to learn to being a PML, and it's not as passive as you think. You have been a TC. You're currently remodeling your home in South Carolina. And so tell me a little bit about your Mount Everest and where you're going.
Yes, thank you for having me, Amanda. I'm thrilled to be here. So thank you, first and foremost.
Right.
Okay, my Mount Everest, when I first started sharing it, everyone told me how unique it was. And I kind of started second guessing myself. Like, is this weird? Is this not what we're supposed to be doing? But I have known deep in my soul for decades now that I was meant to do something like this. And so what my Mount Everest is to rescue 100,000 dogs in the next 10 years and give them a safe, loving home. So this is what we are setting out to do. And the vehicle, no pun intended, that we intend to use, my business partner, Melissa, Ryan, and I, to rescue all of these dogs is through RV parks.
I love that. And so I think the reason I love this is because a lot of people want to do good, right? And you want to do good by helping lots of dogs. But you have found such a creative way to actually monetize, because we have to make money in order to do good. So you have coupled, this is what we're going to do, which is RV parks, and we're going to save dogs with it. And so explain a little bit, because you guys already have a park under contract.
Yep.
Explain a little bit. You did a hyper successful fractional raise. People came out because they love the dogs, which is very cool. And so explain to me a little bit better, digestible, how the RV park is going to help the dogs.
I love this question so much. So this first park that we have under contract is 35 acres, and 10 of those acres are untouched. And so that is going to give us amazing space to expand, not to add RV pads, but to truly have the space to build infrastructure to house all of these dogs. This first park is in Tennessee, and we plan on, when we are ready, I should back up just a minute. We are not going to start the rescue immediately upon acquiring the park. We're going to give ourselves a year or two to make sure that we are fully settled, have all of the different revenue streams fully optimized. Then we will clear the 10 acres and start building the infrastructure. But being in Tennessee, we plan to not just bring in dogs from Tennessee specifically. I mean, the love of my life, my chocolate lab, Belle, who's sitting right here next to me, she came on the rescue wagon from Mississippi to Minneapolis. That's where I was living at the time when I rescued her. And there are companies, and rescues like the rescue wagon that bring dogs out of high kill states and shelters. And so Melissa and I also want to be kind of the go-to when shelters are full at capacity, because we're going to have all of this space. We want to be able to provide transportation, to help bring the animals to us. We will be a rescue, a sanctuary. I've laughed and said it's going to be hard for people to come rescue these animals, because they're going to have to go through an interview process. And we're not just going to be adopting out to anyone. These dogs are going to have such a good life that you have to prove that you give them an equally beautiful life to take them home.
I love that. And that's such a necessary thing because not everybody has good intentions with their dogs and stuff like that. And so I know that you and I talked yesterday that you have a special place for dogs that are maybe not great for placement. And that's remarkably important to me because I love multiple breeds that usually fall in that category, especially when they're older. And so, do you want to talk a little bit about your guys' mission behind providing sanctuary for dogs that can't be rehomed?
Yes. So we want to be able to take in every dog, no matter what their background is, if they have trauma, behavioral issues, whatever that is. And so with this space that we have, we will be able to put those dogs, in their own area. I really do not believe in, euthanasia just because a dog has a poor temperament, bad behavior. You might be able to hear mine barking in the background right now.
Very good.
Because it's not the dog's fault, as you and I spoke about, that is absolutely the human's fault. And so, they're going to have their own special place. If they cannot be around other dogs, that is absolutely fine. They will still be free to roam. We really, obviously, as we get into the building phase, we will get into more detail. But one of the things that I really, really hate about shelters, shelters are great because they give these homeless dogs, a place to live. But at the same time, I think that they're so cold and sterile, and we are focused on letting these dogs live as in a very homey, cozy environment. I do not like the cages that they are put in, and they're all alone, and just like what an unhappy existence, right? So there will be an assessment, when they arrive at the sanctuary. Are they friendly? Can they be around other dogs, or do they need some of their own space? Because the vision is really to just let everybody run free, and have all the fun that they want every day.
I find that there's a lot more rescues that are kind of starting to lean towards this. And I love that concept. I love that it's grounded in practical business. Like, you guys are going to stabilize your RV unit or RV park before you even start building. I'm like, that's the smartest way to do it. And I'm sure that there's grant money out there. I'm sure there's a lot of nonprofits that will work with you. And so it's really a beautiful thing. So I know you want to help 100,000 dogs. How many parks do you think that's going to translate to you needing to buy?
Great question. The roadmap that we have built right now is to buy 3 parks a year for the next 5 years. So that is 15 parks in total. Every park is going to depend on how much size, how much acreage. Sorry, there's so much with these barking dogs right now. The cleaning ladies are here and they're going a little nuts.
That's like, honestly, we can't hear them. So
good. But this is the life of a dog mom. So the amount of open acreage that we have at each park is what will determine how large the facilities are and how many dogs we can house. So if we have, 15 parks, if we can hold 500 dogs at a time, I think that'd be amazing. It's a lot of dogs. It's a lot of dog food, a lot of care, right? But where there's a will, there's a way. And we are so deeply committed to figuring out how to make it work. And as Melissa and I are sharing our vision, more and more people are coming out sharing ideas for, grant money and sponsorship and all of these things. We haven't started diving into the specifics of that yet. First, we're buying the park. But I know that there is a lot of money out there. And even just in sharing this deal and our mission, the number of dog lovers that have really come out of the woodworks to just say, I love what you're doing, how can I get involved, has been amazing. So we're super, super encouraged and excited for what's ahead.
I love that. What is your guys' buy box for your RV parks?
Another great question. We are looking for a minimum of 80 pads because we don't want something super small. We want a sizable acreage, a minimum of 20 acres with open space for us to expand. And the states we are primarily focused on are Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Texas. That's not to say we wouldn't look at anything else. That's like the kind of the primary focus right now.
Awesome. And then I know you have your Instagram handle and your name, but is there an additional way that people can bring deals to you or potentially look at funding your guys' next deal?
Yeah, we would love that. My email is Whitney at Belle, BELLE, homepartners.com. So reach me via email or DM me on Instagram, and I would love to be in touch.
That's awesome. And I'll be sure to put that in the description too so that they can get a hold of you. Is there any last nuggets that you have or encouragements that you want to give to anybody watching, just kind of about how, to follow really? Like, I know you said at first you thought it was unusual and you were a little insecure about it and you just kept following it because it's your passion, and then coming to find out it's a lot of people's passion. So do you have any like nuggets to share with somebody that might be a little uncomfortable walking in a new space that's not been done?
I think you have to follow your heart, and that is so important in every facet of life, right? Your gut and your intuition will always guide you in the right direction, and don't let anybody deter you from what you know is your mission and your purpose on this earth. And yeah, lead with heart and you'll never be led astray.
100%. I love it. Well, Whitney, I greatly appreciate you taking the time to be on Purpose and Profit today. I am so excited to circle back with you to see how everything's developing. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You're going to have to come visit.
I will, for sure.
Wonderful.